Just 24 hours earlier, this suburb of Lagos was rocked by a still unexplained explosion that left in its wake a scene akin to a war zone of utter devastation and destruction. For many Nigerians, the day has been described as a Black Sunday, with several conjectures on what actually happened at Abule Ado in the Amu ward of a local government area of Lagos State. For some, it was a gas explosion. To some others, it was a pipeline explosion, with this particular theory supported by the palpable smell of the premium motor spirit and automotive gas oil in the area even after 24 hours of the blaze that came after the explosion lasting several hours until almost midnight. But to the residents of the area, the state and federal government need to do a proper due diligence to ascertain what actually caused the devastating explosion.
Rumoring somewhere now that it is bomb. Some are saying it's pipeline. That if some say if pipeline bursts, it cannot get to this extent. So I cannot say. So I just want the government to intervene and know exactly what caused it, so that other people will not live in fear. Are you hearing me? Because if it's bomb now, people will be afraid to stay in Lagos. Even me, I will run away. I'm Igbo.
My own house, it affected my wife's car, and also it affected the ceiling of my building inside of my tenant. So that is what I lost yesterday.
It's really a big blow to those of us living around here. We really want government to look into it properly, because I'm sure that as of yesterday, about 3 of my friends actually went down here who they did not survive. And I have been able to pull a call across, which the number is no longer going, which I know they are also victims of circumstance. But to God be the glory. I know for those of us who are still very much alive today, I want the government to look into this issue properly, to tell us exactly how this problem, how they should do analysis and come up with something very reasonable.
Government, calm down. This is Lagos, center of excellency. We cannot afford to be having this kind of disastrous event every time in Lagos. Look at the market burning and all of that. So we know, as from my personal opinion, that something is going down, something is ongoing. Government should be able to intervene and do something as fast as possible. Over 3 trillion, by my own investigation, have been lost. Looking at the buildings, the market burn downs and all of that, the buildings shaken and all of that. Over 1 trillion naira has been brought down. So it will be in the interest of everybody in the country if something could be done about this as fast as possible.
They express sadness at the level of destruction and loss of lives and property in the aftermath of the explosion.
The Church of God. So I was in the church yesterday with my family. When that noise happened, even though the fan in my children's church fell from the ceiling down, so we could not decipher exactly what was happening. We still continued worshiping God. It was after the service when I now came. People started saying, "Did I hear what happened? This and that." If I should go to Abule Ado now, that's tears before my eye, and I'm here to witness it. It's very, very sad. Very, very sad.
This thing is not a pipeline. It's a plant issue. It's a something that they plant, and they planted it in the pipeline so that they will say that it's a pipeline. It's not a pipeline heartbreaking. Look at if you see what is the buildings.
I would say it's a bomb blast, because it was something that was really planted. Because the wounds have just escalated like that, and then everywhere is just like this. So I think it started over there, then we started seeing smoke and all across the road. And then they started seeing smoke. Then the children, they were actually at mass before the incident started. We were preparing for mass. Mass was for 8:30, and then the staff quarters. That's why I stay at the staff quarters, which one of my colleagues is a victim now, because she was actually sleeping by then. And so,
Gosh, the ceiling fall
St. Patrick's
at Araba. Yeah, confirm, not story.
So what would you advise government to do about something like this?
They know better than us, because this thing we live with is not supposed. It's not supposed that we live with this. It's very close to a living area. It's too close.
For this worker in the Catholic school forgets that bore the brunt of the explosion. The whole occurrence was a sad event for her and fellow workers who died in its aftermath. She called for a thorough investigation of the explosion.
I can tell 3. One is the cook. The cook stays with me with my friend. We stay in the same.
What's her name?
Her name is Irene from Benin. Then Ofure Idiemudia, which is my very good friend. She's also from Benin. So
what about students?
Students, we didn't lose any life of a student because they were so quick to. The security man was breaking the blocks to actually move them over the fence. That's what happened. And then moving them over the fence. The only thing I can tell is a lot of them had injuries, but their parents came as they heard the news to take them back home. So there was no life of a child that was lost. So please, life of the principal was actually trying to save some students from where they were to move them forward. Before one of the pillars just fell on her head. She was able to still stand and then trying to still go back. That was how she just collapsed.
The Lagos State government has, however, instituted a 2 billion naira relief fund to be managed by the Deputy Governor and another fact-finding committee also headed by the Deputy Governor to report on the explosion in 2 weeks. Rescue workers, however, brought out 3 more corpses from the rubble of some of the buildings, making it a total of 20 dead from the explosion.